Try that again. Nope. Hey, what's up? That's me practicing E minor pentatonic lick. Talk about feeds into my next homework assignment. So I had my fourth guitar lesson, following down the path of a 12-bar blues progression. This whole simple 12-bar blues progression in E. And progress is going okay. I finally, it's pretty basic for now. It's pretty, a very, very basic 12-bar blues. I'm struggling with it, but we're getting through it. And now we're focusing more on, now that we got the rhythm part down, we want to get to the turnaround in the last 2 bars. So my homework assignment. So next week I'm off because my instructor had another engagement, so we're just going to double up the next one. But so for the next 2 weeks, my assignment is to practice the 12-bar blues simple progression that we're working on with the turnaround, which we'll get into, as well as E minor, and then we're going to do some licks in the E minor pentatonic. So far I've only ever done the A minor pentatonic, usually in 5th position. And this. So that's the kind of stuff I'm used to practicing. So now we want to move that up to just the E minor pentatonic. So the simple turnaround will be in the last 2 bars, so bars 11 and 12. We're just gonna do. So let me see if I can get this now. I've only just learned this since Tuesday, so it's gonna be on the 7. So it's gonna be 2 hits on each one. So here it's 2 hits in the E, 2 hits in the G, and then 1 hit on the B, then open A, so it's the B7. So that's the homework for this week, is to practice. So let's see if I can do the 12-bar blues in E. Let's see what we're to. So that's the progression I needed to practice. Let's do it again. But you get it. That's the 12-bar blues progression that I'm working on, which is not too bad. So I spent a lot of time just focusing on the chunka chunka. And then transition to it. And then B5 to B6. To the A. So it's a work in progress, but that's what I got to practice for the next 2 weeks. Which, I've never done 12-bar blues, so it's very rudimentary 12-bar blues, but it's a bit of a different rhythm pattern, some different skills. So I'm happy enough to learn that. It's something different outside of the norm of the things that I've been working on. So which is good. So that's part of my homework for this week. Next one was E minor pentatonic. So when I'm learning a new scale that I haven't practiced before, I showed you these before. So here's like the A minor pentatonic. So I would go through and just plot out where's the A minor pentatonic across the neck, so I know where the notes are and I know where the roots are, following the cage root pattern, which I've shown this before, which comes from these two books. So Guitar Theory for Dummies and Guitar Fretboard Workbook. Highly recommend both books. But once you have the 5 patterns down, so say, let's go back to the A minor pentatonic. Once you have the 5 shapes down, transferring to a new key is fairly simple. So let's talk about that for a second. So we need to know, so the simplest one for the A minor pentatonic is the box 1 pattern in A minor pentatonic at 5. And most people would know that. So to transfer to a new key, I just need to know, well, where's the E on the 6th string? So which is at the 12th fret. And from there, all the other patterns, they follow the same pattern, so we can work out, so given I know these 5, if you know the 5 patterns in any key, you can work it out in any other key. So I started off the first pattern at the 12th fret, and then follow the pattern from the A minor, and we get E minor pentatonic, which follows the exact same shape. Which follows the caged system. So it follows the roots. So if you know where the roots are to, you know where the shapes are to. So it's fairly straightforward once you know the 5 patterns to transfer it across the neck to different keys. But I just don't want to blindly learn patterns. I want to know where all the notes are to across the neck. So I'll plot it out and then make sure to focus on the roots. And that's important in the blues because those are the roots you typically want to linger on and focus on. So if we're doing a 12-bar blues, we want to focus on we want to emphasize. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to focus the roots. So it's important to know where the roots are to. And because the E minor pentatonic, it's relative. So A minor pentatonic is the relative minor of C. So of course with A minor comes from has the same notes as the key of C. Except for 2 notes, we throw away the B and the F. Same thing for the key of E minor. E minor's relative major is G. So of course I went ahead and plotted out G major scale across the neck. So it wasn't really asked for homework, but because because I'm doing the relative E minor, I thought it'd be good practice just to plot out where all the G major scale is to across the neck. So just that, this is part of why I'm learning all the scales, is to figure out where all the notes are on the neck, and which feeds into the next part of, once we get the 12-bar blues down, is to focus on soloing over 12-bar blues. Yeah, so that's my homework for this week. So let's go through a couple of E minor shapes. So of course we did this one. Which is the box 1 pattern at the 12th fret. And then we can do, I don't know what pattern this is, but it's what else we got? So we can do at the 14th fret. And we can do it at the 17th fret. I think that's as high up as I can go on my 21 fret telly. So we can do 17. Nope. Nope. And on the root. So that's my homework for 2 weeks, is to practice E minor pentatonic. One thing the instructor mentioned was, when you're practicing scales, practice it in twos and threes and fours. So say So that's my homework for the next 2 weeks. Practice E minor pentatonic. I'm probably going to do that over a backing track just to practice the different patterns, so I know where that's to, and to go back to the turnaround. So I'll end it. Let's just do this one more time and we'll call it. So that's my fourth week of the blues guitar lessons. This is day 372 learning guitar. I still have not missed a day, and I am absolutely having a blast. I get this kind of stuff, learning the notes on the neck, of course, above and beyond what I'm always asked for. But that's why I want to learn guitar. I'm very technical, so I want to learn everything that I can learn, and not just be stuck by just doing the basics. So yeah, so we'll call it there. So this is probably part one. In a few days, once I get a bit more practice on the belt, I'll come back and just do a little bit of update on where I'm to with the 12-bar blues turnaround and how I've gotten on soloing over a backing track in E minor. See you next time.